Hey there guys, welcome back to Hursty Games and welcome to the Team of the Week 32 predictions. Now this week has been a little bit tricky. I think there might have been a few games I've possibly let go under the radar, but I've made my predictions and I'm hoping that we can yet again have another fairly decent week. As you guys might know if you've seen this before, the aim is to get at least 10 of these players correct as a sort of average, so hopefully we're going to do that. But without further ado, let's jump in to the players for this week's Team of the Week. Okay, so starting off in goal, I have gone with Areola for PSG, who helped his side to a 1-0 win this weekend away. He got a clean sheet and a man of the match performance, and he made over 8 saves. So that, to me, is quite an impressive feat, and there was only one keeper I actually found that had a more impressive amount of saves, and he makes his way onto the bench, but Areola, I think, is going to make his way into this week's Team of the Week. Starting off with the defence, no incredible fullbacks this week, but there were some people that had half decent performances, and I think Bernat was one of those players, had a fairly good performance. They got a 3-0 win this weekend. He got a clean sheet, obviously, got himself an assist and a man of the match performance for Bayern Munich's away game this weekend, so I think that he's probably in for a sure bet. I think that is actually quite a good performance for a fullback, but probably the best left back that I could see in sort of all football this week. Next to him, I have gone with Chris Smalling, who bagged himself a goal, kept a clean sheet and got a man of the match performance in their 2-0 away win against Bournemouth this weekend. They do love giving Man United players informs, I've said this many times before, and I think Smalling will probably get one this week. Phil Jones did also have a very good game, but I think Smalling, having scored, will probably just about edge him into the team instead. And partnering him, I have gone with Albiol, who got himself a goal and a man of the match performance in their 4-2 win this week. I know that Napoli are playing against, I think it's Juventus tonight, so that obviously could change if Albiol maybe has an awful game. He might not make it in, or somebody else could get a hat-trick for Napoli and make it in instead, but that I don't know, so that we'll have to wait and see. But with what I've seen so far, I think Albiol deserves himself a spot. And next to him, finishing off the defence, I've gone with Victor Moses. Now, I've given this card a right mid because in the game that is technically really where he played, but I know that that position can also be seen as a right wing back, so it could be he gets a right wing back, but I'm predicting it's going to be a right mid. He got himself a goal and a man of the match performance in their 2-1 away win this week, and I think that he's probably a sure bet in like the Bernat. That's a very good performance for a kind of full-back, but I think Moses did have a very good game, so it could be a right wing back card, could be a right mid, jury's out on that one. Okay, starting off the midfield, and the midfield is probably the most exciting part of this team. It's a very high rated midfield. I've gone with Luis Alberto to back himself another inform, been in absolutely flying form recently. He's got himself 2 goals, an assist and man of the match performance in their 3-4 away win this week. I know that Lazio played 2 games. I think there are a lot of teams in the Calcio that had 2 games this weekend, but I think from that game Luis Alberto will quite possibly back himself an inform. Next to him, a player that played in a team that anyone could have got an inform this week, but I've gone with Fekir to get himself an inform. He got a goal and the man of the match performance as well in that match. Bertrand Traore got himself a goal playing at striker. Depay did the same as well. So there's a lot of players that have got good potential for maybe some wingers to striker cards. But I think Fekir will just pip them at the post because he did get himself man of the match. But again, that one is a possible, but I think someone from Lyon will definitely get an inform this week. And finishing off the midfield, a pretty beastly looking card. Looking at it, it looks absolutely insane. I think that's going to be Milankovic-Savic. He got a goal, an assist and man of the match performance in Lazio's 4-0 win this weekend at home, their other game this week. So they had 2 big games. They got 8 goals across those 2 games, and Milankovic-Savic absolutely bossing the midfield in that other game. So I personally think that Luis Alberto will get one for one game and Milankovic-Savic could get one for the other game. So keep your eyes peeled out for some pretty boss-looking Lazio midfielders this week. Okay, so moving on to the front 3, we're going to start off with a player that kind of gets in on a bit of a technicality, and that is Marco Reus. He got himself 2 goals in their 4-1 win this week. 4-0 win this week. But the only reason he gets in for me personally is because Sancho, I think it's pronounced Sancho, the young English guy, isn't in Ultimate Team. If he was, he would be getting it. He got man of the match, and I think he got 2 goals and an assist as well. So I personally think he would have got it, but I think with a lack of Sancho being there, I think Reus will, even though I'm pretty sure I heard that he did miss a penalty in that game. So I think he will get in, but like I said, on a technicality. At striker this weekend, I've gone with a man who's been waiting for an inform all season. You Arsenal fans will be very happy to hear that I think Lacazette is going to bag himself an inform. Got himself 2 goals in the quite late on in the 4-1 win against West Ham. He also got man of the match. He did play pretty well. He could have easily got a couple more. I know that Aubameyang came on and played well, could have got a couple as well. So I think, you know, Lacazette probably does deserve one now. I've predicted it to go up by 2, only because he hasn't actually had any other informs or anything, like I said. So it could just be an 86, but I predicted an 87, kind of pushing the boat out a little bit. But Lacazette, I'm fairly sure we'll get one. And finishing off the starting lineup, we're going with a young Brazilian winger from Ajax by the name of Neres. Got himself 2 goals and an assist and a man of the match performance in a 4-1 win for Ajax this weekend. This card looks absolutely incredible. Honestly, I think this card will be insane. It's the kind of card I would like to use and try out and see if you can kind of work in as a super sub, or just be a great player in an Eredivisie side, because they've got a lot of good cards out at the moment and this season. So I think that will be a very nice card. Okay, so moving on to the reserves and subs. I've got the players in front of me here with all the stats and everything, because I can't remember that many players with all of their stats and what happened this week. But we're going to start off with Arrizabalaga, I think is how it's pronounced. If I'm butchering that, apologies, I've said that wrong for many years now. But he got himself a man of the match performance and over 10 saves against Real Madrid in their 1-1 draw this weekend. He really did keep his side in it and got them that draw. So I think Arrizabalaga definitely deserves an inform. Next to him, a player that, again, I feel like this is a bit of a long shot, because actually thinking about it, I've got 2 other Lazio players in the team of the week. I don't think 3 will happen, but it's interesting to see that Radu played at centre-back in one of those games this week. He didn't play in the other game at all, but he played at centre-back in one of these games this week and got a very good game. Played very well. It was in the game that they won 4-0, so he kept a clean sheet. He also got an assist, I think it was for Milankovic-Savic's goal. But I think that's a very nice looking card, and the fact he played centre-back could just about maybe indicate they might give him a shot, but again, that'll be 3 Lazio players in, so it's a bit of a long shot, but worthwhile keeping your eyes peeled on. But Luis Hernandez up next got an assist and a clean sheet and a man of the match performance in their 2-0 win this week. Very nice looking card. A half decent card, like I said before, when I used his other inform, bit of a cheap sort of Sergio Ramos-ish kind of card. Played very nicely, and this card just looks a little bit better, really, more than anything else. Next to him we've got, I'm going to absolutely butcher this, I'm sure, Jahanbakhsh is how I'm going to pronounce that. Sorry if I'm saying it wrong. But AZ got a 4-3 win this weekend, and he got 3 goals and the assist for the 4th, so he bagged himself a man of the match, and I think there's no way he doesn't make it into the team of the week this week, but I think he will be on the bench. Very nice looking card. Again, like I said, the Eredivisie cards really look good this year. Then we've got Willian Jose, who helped Bilbao to a 3-0 win against Atletico Madrid. That is a massive result for them. He got a goal, an assist, and a man of the match performance, so I think he's probably going to get himself into the team of the week. A lot of strikers, as you can see. We've got Stindl, who got a goal and a man of the match for Borussia Mönchengladbach this weekend in their 3-0 win. I think it's a chance. He's maybe the least likely out of the strikers on the bench, but a nice looking card and a very good performance from him. Uth, I think, will definitely make his way onto the bench. 2 goals and an assist and a man of the match in their 5-2 away win this week for Hoffenheim, so I think he's definitely going to get himself into that team of the week. It's a no-brainer, really, if you ask me. Starting off with the reserves, I've gone with Cody for Wolves. They beat Bolton 4-0 away this weekend. He got himself a goal, and an assist and a clean sheet, so I really do think that he's probably going to get himself into that team of the week. And I think he kind of, in my opinion, deserved man of the match. I don't think he was actually given it though. But I think if anyone's going to get forwards this week, it will be Cody. Big result for them, obviously bagging themselves the promotion to the Premier League. McDonald up next for Fulham. They're in fantastic form right now, and he had a big game this weekend against Millwall. They were away, they won 3-0. He got a goal, a clean sheet, and man of the match performance in that centre mid position. So I think he's going to bag himself an inform this week. He's got a very good shout. Not too many centre mids, as you can see in the overall team of the week, so I think he might be in a good shout for the fact there aren't too many kicking about this week. Russell, having just joined over in the MLS, but I don't think it was his debut, but it's one of his first games. He bagged himself 3 goals and a man of the match performance in a 6-0 win this weekend. So again, one of those players that's definitely going to make it in, but it will be on the reserves or the bench just because of his rating. But big performance from Russell. Good to see him performing out there. Then another name that I'm not going to be able to pronounce, Basakigoglu is what I'm going to say. If that is wrong, who's surprised? I know I'm not. But he got himself a goal, an assist and a man of the match performance in Feyenoord's 5-1 away win this weekend, and I definitely think he's going to bag himself in inform. It's really, really good to see, again, another very good looking Eredivisie player. The shooting's not amazing, but dribbling and pace like that, you can probably get away with it. I don't know what his skill moves are, but I reckon he's going to be a nice looking card. Up next we've got Musa, who played in 2 games this week. In his first game he got 2 assists, and his second game he got 2 goals and a man of the match performance. So I don't see Musa not making it in for either of those games. Played very, very well. 2 wins, 2 big games. Ahmed Musa, very nice looking card, and I think it's a one to. Is it a one to watch he's got? That's going to be a nice card. And finishing off the team, I've gone with Loic Remy, a bit of a player who's kind of gone under the radar recently. Been moving around to X, Y, and Z, and he just doesn't seem to be getting that much sort of quality game time, playing that fantastically. But he has done very well this week. Got himself 2 goals and a man of match performance in a 2-1 away win for Getafe. So I think that Remy will sneak himself into the bench or the reserves of this week's team of the week. But that is the team, boys. Those are my predictions. Hopefully, like I said, we can get at least 10. I'm feeling quietly confident about a lot of these players this week. I think some players I've picked are maybe going to just sneak in under the radar. So, you know, some of those like reserve and bench players I'm feeling quite confident about. But also the starting lineup I do think looks very, very good. That midfield, like I said, and actually the front 3 looks pretty decent as well. So if there's anyone I've missed out on, let me know. As I always say, I am a team of 1, and I have predicted obviously from the games Wednesday up until Sunday, sort of early evening. There's a few games, like as I said, are actually playing now that I'm going to miss, but also the games Monday, Tuesday, I'm going to miss as well. But hopefully you've enjoyed this. If you think I've done well, please do leave a like. Of course, if you've enjoyed the video, leave a like. And of course, if you're new around here, then don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It's greatly appreciated. We are on our way to 500 subs, so that is an incredible landmark. It'll be great to try and hit very soon. But I'm going to leave it there, boys. Thank you so much for watching. Comment down below, like I said, any players you think I've missed, and I hope to see a lot of you again very, very soon. But for now, boys, I'm going to say, look after yourselves. See you later.